I wanted to talk to you some about the amount of adversity you've had to overcome in your life. It's kind of both amazing and kind of sad too. I mean, your best friend and your brother, Brian was killed by a drunk driver riding his bike right in front of your eyes. Your dad was incarcerated for much of your youth because of dealing drugs. Yeah. Your stepbrother, the night before you're supposed to work out for NFL scouts, is shot dead. Your 2-year-old son, is killed. You have nearly career-threatening injuries in the NFL. You're later suspended for basically a year by the NFL. I mean, so you've been through a lot of really significant, trying stuff. How have you found you cope with adversity?
I found that, adversity, it builds character, because in the midst of the adversity that you're going through, or a situation that you're dealing with, you're challenged to do two things. Approach it with positive, vibes and mindsets and decisions, or vice versa. So since I've experienced those type of adversities since a young age, and me knowing the way that I responded to those situations and the outcome because of my actions and how I chose to respond to those situations, what I was able to reap, I've been able to continue that pattern throughout my life with different situations that you spoke of. So, I sit back and I know that the platform that I have, I know God is using me to minister to whoever will listen, because there's people that sit back and say, man, how do he go through, this or go through that and, still come back to be on top,
Well, right, and this is kind of a weird question to ask because there have been so many really amazing and really positive things that have happened to you, and you've had so much success. But to what extent do you ever wonder why also there have been so many terrible things that have happened over the years as well?
Mm-hmm. You never know what life will, throw at you. There's a lot of things that you can't control. There's a lot of things that your decisions that you make will bring upon you as well, before you realize it. And then you gotta shape back and refocus and lock back in to doing things the right way, But I don't know, you take the good with the bad, and you react to it in a positive way. You just keep pressing forward. That's ultimately what you have to do. You see so many people fail in life in accomplishing their goals because adversity hits and knock them down, and they stay down. We need to get more people to be able to get rocked and shook with adversity, no matter what the situation is. We need them to be able to get back up and keep pressing forward until they see and accomplish, what they have set forth for themselves.
If a kid's watching this who comes from similarly tough circumstances, what would you want that kid to take from your story as motivation?
The number one thing is to pray. Always keep God first in everything you do. Always have Him as the foundation that you stand on. No matter what decisions that you make. And you make your decisions based off of that, then you'll see yourself, prosper. When situations come, whether you lose a loved one, whether you didn't pass, a class, so you have to sit out, for 4 or 6 games. You got evicted from, your house, or you don't have anything to eat, whatever the situation is, if you look at that and you say, what can I do to make this better? You know, how can I climb out of this hole that I'm in? There's so many different, you know, routes that you might have to take. And some of them might be quicker than others, you know, but it's like, are you gonna endure? Can you endure through the storm to be able to reap the reward? And that's what it boils down to. And if you're able to do that constantly, you know, then you will be successful.